Hi, I'm Sarah, and you should vote April 5th.
Hi, I'm Carl Serbell. I don't think I ever voted until I was in my 30s, and Yvonne and I settled down. But I began to vote in national and local elections, and I always really enjoyed it because I felt like I was contributing to the community somehow. But, I really didn't know much about the municipal elections because I just didn't know the candidates and the issues weren't what I was aware of. But now it's important, and we have the ability to see candidate forums on Zoom online, so we don't even have to go anywhere to see these people in person, if you will, and saying what they believe in. So this time I'm going to watch the local school board candidate forums and learn whatever I can about our local elections and make sure that I vote for the person who I think is best.
Hi, my name is Mel Precy, and I am a young adult Unitarian Universalist. It is so important to me that I vote in every election. Not only do I like to have my voice heard, but especially as a blue person in a red state, it's literally the only way I can have my voice heard sometimes. I don't always feel safe voicing my opinions in public, and social media is just an echo chamber, and so really the only way I can put pen to paper and make a difference is by voting. And municipal elections are where everything starts. That's your community. It's where things start to affect you on a personal level. So yeah, all I can say is go freaking vote.
Why vote in local elections? Well, you don't have to vote in local elections. In fact, a lot of people would rather you didn't vote in your local election.
Please go out and vote so that you can elect a public servant who aligns with your priorities and values.
You undoubtedly know that your vote is confidential and anonymous. But did you know that your representatives can look up your voting record? They can tell whether or not you vote only in major national elections or if you are a consistent voter engaged in all politics. Voting in all elections makes you a constituent to whom they should pay attention. So to keep all of your power, vote in all of your elections.
I want to talk about the importance of voting in municipal elections. They are the elections that are a foundation of all other elections. You may be voting for who's in the school board, and they would make decisions about our children's education, like what's being taught and even what children can read or not read, as we've seen in the news just recently. So it's so important to elect somebody that you feel will protect and take care of your children's education. We may also be voting for people who sit on the town or city council. And these people will make decisions about our daily lives and things like whether streets get paved, zoning issues, how tall buildings might be in the downtown area, or parking in the downtown area. So again, these are issues that affect our daily lives. It's important to get educated about who's running and then vote for those people who you feel represent your ideas and philosophies. I always feel if I don't vote, I'm letting somebody else speak for me.
Did you know that voter turnout in municipal elections is so low that a few votes can decide who gets into office? In St. Louis County, voter turnout for municipal elections was 16% in 2020 and 14% in 2021.
Even those who would never miss a state or federal election are not as likely to vote in a municipal election, despite the fact that local officials and issues affect our daily lives more directly than those at the state or national level.
Who sits on our municipal council affects our everyday lives. Who sits on our school board affects our children's education, especially as there is growing pressure to limit their teachers' ability to teach real American history and create an inclusive learning environment.
Your vote can make all the difference in protecting your children's education and the quality of life in your community.
To make it easier to vote in your local election, Here are some important dates to be prepared to vote in the general municipal election in St. Louis County on April 5th.
The deadline for applying for an absentee ballot is March 23rd.
Information about voter registration, absentee and sample ballots, acceptable ID to vote in person, and much more is available on the websites at the end of this video.
Our goal is to get out the Eliot vote for the municipal elections on April 5th. We'll be informing you about candidate forums, arranging volunteers to provide rides to the polls, and encouraging you to text your family and friends, asking them to vote.
Your vote matters.